boy and Clothingline. Being here, episode 16.
It's been a while. It's been a long
Let's
break.
be clear, man.
It's been a long break.
Nigga. We back.
For
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? 3 years since episode 15. You know what I'm saying? You was at the lake. Let's be clear, bro.
A lot done happened in 3 years.
Yeah. And I feel like we owe it to the supporters and the people that fought with us and supported us through the movement. We kinda ghosted them, bro.
If you go back and you actually look at the episode, I was at the lake. I was going through a lot.
Episode 15, we here, baby. I don't know what this nigga in the field, lady. This nigga in the field, lady. Where you at, boy?
Oh man, I'm at a lake, man. I don't know, my spirit just been leading me to water, man, these past few days, bro.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Internally, mentally, physically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was a lot on my plate. And like the podcast was really like the last thing
Yeah.
on my mind with doing. You feel me? And I just had a lot of shit going on, and I just had to get through that rough patch.
I still respected everything, you was probably going through at that time.
Yeah.
I just wish I would have kept the show going, man. Like, we really had a good thing at that time.
You
know what I'm
was
saying?
pimping. You was pimping at the moment. I was injured. You know what I'm saying? You was still supposed
And
to.
I was supposed to hold it
You
down,
still supposed
bruh.
to hold it down.
But,
man.
I just had I had this mentality at the time, like, bro, I ain't want to do this shit. Like, if it can't be both of us, I don't feel like we need to move forward. But, like, man, there's so much time getting went by and so much growth, man, with business and family. And like you said, a lot has happened since those 3 years, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait to catch the people up and just give them new knowledge and new shit that we ain't been through. We live and in person. First episode in person.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't seen you before then.
Yo, man, I just been ducked
So
off,
when the
man.
last time I seen you? When the last time we actually been together, bro?
Damn, bro. That shit crazy.
And we best friends, bro.
And we're gonna go back. We're gonna tell them about it. But that's one of the things that made the show so organic and so special, because we had us being as close as we are and the friendship that we had. Like, that was the one time, like, you was halfway across the world in my eyes, even though you just in Texas. That ain't no damn walk down the street. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just was like, damn, like, and then we get on the show and we was just able to organically have those conversations and catch up on a lot of the shit that we was missing out on. Yeah. But man, let's now that we here first time in person, I think we need to take the people back to the beginning.
Okay. Of what? Of the podcast?
No, the
Of
beginning
life.
of your life.
Okay. All right.
Your life. Let's take them back.
Okay.
We met in what grade?
I would say we formed like a bond in 5th grade.
5th grade, exactly.
Miss Free's class.
Exactly. That's what I got in the notes.
Okay.
So, before that, though, tell us about Pigg. What was your life like before that? Early as you can remember, like what was your upbringing like?
I had teenage parents. I had young parents, and I remember growing up with my grandma, my grandfather.
We talking about like 5 or 6, like around that?
I'm talking about 2, 3.
2, 3. Okay.
Oh,
And what state was you in at the time?
That was Michigan. I was born in Pontiac, Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, like 45 minutes, hour from Detroit. Little city,
Yeah.
That's what most of my family is from. Pontiac, both sides.
Okay.
My mom and dad. Somehow, some way, I don't really know the details of the story of how we ended up in Alabama. But my granddad moved his family down here, and shit, I've been here ever since. I go back to Michigan. As a kid, I used to go back every summer. Okay. Literally every summer. My grandma and my granddad on my dad's side used to come and get me every summer because my dad was locked up like majority of my childhood. So he used to come and get me, take me up there. I go see family, spend the summer with my grandparents, go see my dad on jail visits. shit like that. Yeah.
So even at a younger age, was it a big difference? Like, could you tell the difference from being in Alabama and then when you go back and visit Michigan, what that was like?
Absolutely, because where we from, Montford, Talladega area,
Yes, sir.
is
$256.
it's the country.
Yeah.
It's country living. You feel me? And
Yeah.
it's country niggas doing country shit,
Exactly.
and then going to the city. From what you see on TV with like Detroit, what up, though?
Yeah,
that type
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
That's real life. You know what I'm saying? Like that city life. Playing basketball. That's where I learned to play basketball.
Okay.
I had cousins that was real good. City leagues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit like that. It's a huge difference in the way people dress, the way people talk, the way people walk.
I was just about to say that. That's one of the main things that I noticed about you, even in fifth grade, was like the way you dressed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was always different. You know what I'm saying? From Alabama style.
And what I tell people now is what I grew up to realize is that, like I said, my granddaddy moved his family from Michigan to Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went home, I was around Michigan people. Even though we was living in Alabama,
Yeah.
I was around Michigan people. So my slang, the way I walked, the way I talked, how I dressed, my thought process, all that was city-like. Even though I was raised in Alabama.
Exactly.
From my granddad on down to my cousin. So you can just imagine the people that I was around. Yeah, I was in Alabama, but I was still growing up in Michigan.
Yeah.
You know, in my household. You know what I'm saying? Like literally everybody was from Michigan, bro.
So yeah, I can definitely relate to that country upbringing. You know what I'm saying? I unlike you, I've been in Mumford my whole life from day one. My earliest remembrance, anything I can remember, I was always in Mumford, always in the country. My dad was in college in Auburn. He went to Auburn University, so a lot of my early time was going back and forth between Mumford and Auburn. Mostly staying with my mom. But I was always raised by my grandparents, who was always very religious, always in the church. So yeah, a lot of my childhood was just spent me and my younger brother just, you know, playing outside, doing regular child shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's pretty much the story of my life up until probably fifth grade when we met. You know what I'm saying?
How old were we in fifth grade? My son is in fourth right now. He's 10. So we was 11 years old.
Yeah. And how old are you now? 31?
I'm 31.
31, yeah, me too. So, shit, what's that, like 20?
20 years.
Damn, bro.
We've been friends for 20 years, bro.
20 years, bro. Before meeting you, I feel like I had kind of a identity crisis, you know what I'm saying? Which I feel like all kids have coming up. You know, and that little, like you said, your son is in fourth grade. My little girl in fourth grade right now, and fourth grade is kind of when you kind of that eye is opening up a little bit.
It's actually when you can have a conversation.
Yeah,
because me as a father, you know, talking to my son, it's the first time where like my son texts me.
Yeah,
he calls me. You know, and he's like, Dad, like, man, I had a good practice, or Dad, I didn't have a good practice, or this happened, or Dad, you would have been disappointed at me if you'd been in my game today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of that communicative like start.
Exactly.
That's what I feel like.
And I tell my kids all the time, like, man, you know, it's levels with this parenting thing, and it never ends.
Never ends.
What I tell you or what I can teach you at 10. I couldn't have taught you at 6 because you wouldn't have understood it. It's like when you turn 18, you know, that conversation is different. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's stuff we talk about at 18, you wouldn't understand at 15.
Right.
So it's always like a leveling up thing. And like you said, yeah, fourth grade, me and my daughter definitely have a lot of conversations. You know, fourth graders, that's when they really start looking around them, and you know, in kindergarten everybody nice, everybody friendly, but when you fourth grade now, you get roasted. You know what I'm saying? If you're a little chubby, people notice it now. You know what I'm saying? People gonna let you know if your shoes dirty and you ain't got the cool shoes that everybody else got or whatever. So I think that started happening around that fourth or fifth grade, and I definitely went through that in fourth grade. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to find myself and trying to find where I fit in with people, and you know, what made me different from the other kids in my neighborhood at that time.
What I could remember though, bro, you was always smart. You was always in the books, bro.
And that's the only thing I felt like I had at that time. You know what I'm saying?
But you was yourself though.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
even though you was from a particular area.
When we started 5th grade and we met, it just felt like, damn, like I finally found somebody who not expecting me to be no type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was like we was just goofy clowning. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We had a lot of conversations about like life at home and shit like that, and I feel like we related a lot. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that
time.
came from my upbringing, the two different worlds that I lived in.
Yeah,
with the city life and the country life.
Yeah.
Within Michigan and within Alabama.
And that made you more acceptable to being open-minded to like.
You're not the only one.
Yeah,
You know
exactly. Because you
Yeah.
see both worlds. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And at that time, at that young age, you don't really realize, you know what I'm saying, that like you living in two different worlds.
Yeah.
You feel
You're
me?
just going. You just
Right.
going. You just
Like from growing up in Alabama, like you could walk outside with in your drawers with no shoes on.
Yeah.
In Michigan, it's like, boy, what the hell?
Yeah.
What you doing? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like put some shoes on your feet.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Exactly.
And it's two totally different worlds, bro. Two totally different worlds.
Hey, do you remember it was me, you, and one other person in 5th grade who was clicked up together all the time? Do you remember who that third person was?
The female?
No, it was a male.
Click
When I say this name, you gonna go crazy. Taylor. So
he was so funny back
yes,
then, bro.
One of the coolest kids.
Where is he?
Where is he? And we got a podcast. Taylor, if you out there, bro.
Man, he was so cool, man.
Yeah.
I don't remember him past like. Did he graduate with us?
I don't remember him past 5th grade, and that's what I'm about to go into. It was a certain situation, and I don't remember the situation, but Taylor hang with us. You know what I'm saying? He was the white kid with two black kids, and we used to be clowning. We used to stay in trouble.
Yep.
Taylor's mom was a teacher, and I remember when she told him he couldn't be friends with us no more.
Really?
You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
I forgot what particular situation it was, but we had got in some type of trouble, and he got in trouble with us. And I remember his mom telling him that
You remember what we did?
it was something petty, bro. It was some 5th grade shit. We ain't never, we ain't never do nothing too crazy out the way. It was like on some goofy laughing in class type shit or something like that. But we was always together. You know what I'm saying? And now that I look back on it, I see how that might have looked from his mom's eyes.
That's probably why he ended up leaving.
Especially at that young age. You know what I'm saying? She looking like, hey, my kid going down the wrong path. You know what I'm saying? Like he hanging with these black kids getting in trouble and shit.
Wow, bro. I never thought about that.
Yeah. I really.
And I don't remember him past 5th grade, bro.
Yeah, I think he left. I think he left the school after 5th grade. And I really don't even remember him after that conversation that he couldn't be friends with us no more. I don't
He
remember.
told us that?
Yeah, like we used to always come to class. We used to sit together in class. We used to sit together in lunch. All of that shit.
I remember when Miss
And
Free separated us.
Yes, and his mom probably had something to do with that too. You know what I'm saying? Now that I look back, we was kids. You know what I'm saying? But when you look back with a different lens, you like look like, damn, like his mom really separated us. And I remember him telling us he was sad as fuck when he came to school, and he was real standoffish. And we was like, bro, what's going on? What's wrong? Like, my mom told me I couldn't be friends with y'all no more. And then,
Wow. Imagine that.
Yeah.
A 10-year-old kid. He
11.
He probably don't see black and white. He probably didn't see it before that conversation.
He probably didn't. Looking back on that shit just made me like, damn, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That was a real eye-opening moment, and that was probably the first eye-opening moment in our friendship, at least, that I can remember. And Taylor If you out there, man,
Man, reach out, man.
Reach out, bro. It'll definitely be cool to even have him on the podcast. Just chop it up with us or so. You never know.
Or to just even look through your Facebook profile and see what you've been through for the past 20 years.
Yeah. Damn, when I was sitting back thinking about like the beginning of our friendship, that was a key moment that I had really. I was like, damn, I wonder where he at. Like, I wonder.
You remember Kenneth?
Kenneth, yeah, I remember his big head. Like, no disrespect.
Hey, he was Mexican, wasn't he?
Yeah,
but he was like the only Mexican from Mumford.
And I remember me and him was real close in third grade, and I remember him having that same falling back, like, hey, so and so said we couldn't be friends no more. Like, and
did he graduate with us? He didn't graduate with us.
He moved schools too, but like it's just so crazy when I look back, like. Them teachers was really on some dividing shit. You know what I'm saying?
Look
like
where we grew up though.
Yes, exactly. And like even graduating, bro, when I look at that school, when I look at that environment, when I look at the fact that it was a school in the black community that got shut down and Hill Elementary that forced us to integrate with Mumford. And then I just look back and everything just looks so different from this land.
Segregation and racism.
Yes,
through
bro.
the school system our entire life.
Yes, I really feel like that. I really feel like that, bro. Like I really like.
Except on the football field. That's the only place.
Except on the fucking football field.
That's the only place where you didn't see color. All you seen was red, which was the school color.
And that was the second thing that I was about to go into, because that was one thing that I also credit you for giving me the courage to do, and that was to step on the football field, bro. Like, I don't know, like, I want to say like third grade, I got a vague memory of coming out on the football field in a big white T-shirt. I don't really.
At Hill, we was on the side of the school. We was on the side of the school. Yeah, I remember that.
I was the only one out there, big ass white. Bro,
you know how long ago that was? I remember.
I remember that shit, bro. I remember that shit.
And you was scared.
I didn't know nothing about football, bro. Like I remember I was out there tackling the wide receiver, like before he even had the ball. Like, and I was thinking I was doing something right. You know what I'm saying? Somebody should have told me.
It's just your upbringing. You know, the people that you around. And you really didn't grow up around anybody besides just you and your brother.
Clue, bro. I didn't have a clue what the fuck I was doing. Or what the fuck I was getting myself up.
My first time playing football, bro, I cried. I didn't want to go. I played in Hobson City. I played in the Hobson City League.
You never told me that, man. You used to clown me because I cried the first day
I was in kindergarten. I was in kindergarten, bro.
Okay, I was in third grade.
Yeah,
man.
So I had a little experience on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my first time, I remember like it was yesterday. It was one of my uncle homeboys. His name's Steve, man. He locked up right now. He doing life in Michigan, man.
Damn, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. So I remember he hugged me. I was crying, like, because I was so scared, bro. Damn. He like, man, just don't worry about it. He said, I'm gonna be at every game. He said, just go out there. He said, once you get hit one good time, he said, man, you gonna love it. You gonna love it. He's like, cause you already tough. Yeah. Growing up in the country, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You already tough. Just go out there and just try it. Just try it.
Exactly.
And I went out there, bro. I remember my first 2 practices, bro. I was scared, bro. Terrified. Yeah. And I got popped by a nigga named Junior, bro, from Hobson City. We grew up in Nottingham together.
Hey, you remember the nigga name?
I remember him, bro. Junior, nigga popped me.
Yeah.
Wow. I just started crying. But when I got up, I realized, like, well,
that ain't shit.
This shit don't even hurt.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, bro, ever since then, I had been in love with football, bro. Been in love with it, man. I ain't gonna say I remember every game in Mumford, but I remember every experience in every league, from Pee Wee all the way to Junior B, all the way to varsity.
Facts.
I remember every coach.
Give me that ball. I want that ball.
Duck.
That
was
Duck.
Coach Duck, man.
Hey, man.
I think Coach Duck was the first male figure in my life that like taught me something.
Bro, listen.
Outside of the black community.
Duck loved us, bro.
He did.
I really feel like that, man. Like, I gotta give him a good key in showing us how to, you know what I'm saying, be men kind of, even though we was boys.
Right.
Like,
as a man, because I'm a youth basketball coach now. Right. So as a man now, he put in a lot of time with us, bro.
A lot, bro. A lot of time.
He didn't get paid for that.
That's another thing, bro.
He put in a lot of time. Like, he watched us grow up.
Watched us grow up, bro.
From second grade until we was in like the 7th, 8th?
Yeah.
And then after that, he was still at high school football games. We would still see him in passing.
Yep.
He was at the graduation because his son was younger than us. He was a year younger than us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, he was stern and
He was
really
a man.
push you and wasn't scared to get in your face. And like, bro, we really needed that. I think I probably quit in 4th grade because of him. But, you know,
I wasn't used to that.
Yeah, I wasn't used to that. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I ended up coming back, and I'm glad I did come back. And I played with him probably 5th and 6th grade, probably. And then 7th grade, that's when we moved into junior B. Yeah, man, I'm thankful for those years, bro. Like, and
Coach Duck, Coach Woodrow, Coach Haynes, Tyler Haynes' dad.
Oh, yep.
Tyler Haynes' dad. I remember all of them, bro.
One of the downsides of Montfort, we did have those little league football teams, but they never really been too big on basketball. So, where did basketball come in your early life? Was that your second? Was football actually your first love, or?
Football was my first love, definitely. Basketball came into play going to Michigan for the summers.
Oh, okay.
So, my grandma used to stay in these little apartment complexes. They was called Lancasters, and like it's hella kids, bad as hell, but everybody played basketball. And my cousins, they was a little bit older than me, but they was my cousin Aunt. He was just so good, bro. I was just so fascinated.
Yeah,
like because it's a different style.
Yeah,
basketball.
Facts,
you know,
facts.
So. From where we come from, they really only play basketball like during basketball season.
But real basketball cities, they year round. Man.
All year round, bro.
Year round.
All year round. And I'm talking about they hoop.
Yeah.
You feel me? I remember going to this little summer camp on the south side, Jefferson Middle School in Pontiac, and they had a little summer camp. And I remember my grandma, she dropped me off, and I was just shooting around. I was by myself, just a little kid.
Yeah.
I ain't know nobody.
Yeah.
And there's one dude, he came over there. He started shooting with me. And, bro, he made like 10 in a row.
You was amazed, bro.
I was amazed. I had to be I know I was less than 10.
Yeah.
He had to be like 15, 16, 17 years old. And I was just rebounding. I was just pushing it back to him. I was like, bro, how you get so good? Like, he was like, I just play basketball. And they was doing a 5-on-5. We was just on the side goal.
Yeah.
So the other team end up losing. He was like, hey, come on. Come on, little man. I remember going out there, I hit my first shot.
Yeah.
That's the only shot I made the whole game. Everyone after that, I was terrible, bro.
Yeah.
I was terrible. I remember he came over to me. He was like, man, just pass me the ball. He's like, don't shoot no more. We won the first game, and then we lost the second one. He ended up getting picked up, but he didn't pick me no more. I don't even remember his name or even what he looked like, bro.
Yeah.
But just seeing him go out there and hoop like that and being in the gym.
That shit stuck with you.
That shit stuck with me forever. And that's why, that's when my love for basketball grew, bro, at Jefferson.
It's crazy, like all of those younger moments they carry with you and they go with you for a long time. Like it's like my brain pick up shit different because like when you young and you go through a moment like that, like when Buddy telling you like don't shoot no more, just pass me the ball, I would have took that and that shit would have fucked me up forever. Like I would have just thought like I ain't good enough. Like, and that's the effect that basketball. I always loved basketball, bro. It's always been one of my favorite sports. Like, but I didn't play basketball past ninth grade. Yeah, it's just that encouragement, man. Like you know, getting discouraged at a young age and letting that stuff in your head. It's as an adult, it's easy to look back and you know you have that confidence and you have that swag now, but back then you just picking up whatever energy is out there. And you just people saying you suck, like, oh man, I don't need to go out here and keep embarrassing myself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody say I'm sorry. Everybody say I can't shoot, but
with me, when I went to Michigan, I used to get beat the fuck up, bro. Like,
for real?
But they used to torture me on the court. But I learned from it. Yeah. You know? So when I came down south, I used to brutalize niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like that whole summer, every summer, from like a fucking infant
Yeah.
to 17, I was working on my game, bro. Like, if it wasn't my cousins, my granddad built a basketball hoop in the driveway.
And see, that's real love for the game right there, bro.
Right.
You had a real love for the game. That shit was engraved in you. That
Literally.
when nobody gonna talk you out of that shit. Because I mean, even through high school, you know, people have always tried to talk you out of your game.
Facts.
Like,
You shoot too much.
I was just about to say, you shoot too much.
You
You a
need to
ball hog. You need to pass.
Right.
You ain't never gave a fuck about none of that shit,
Never.
bro. And like, that's
Because
what
I seen the two sides. I seen a nigga going to 12 and he scored 11.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I seen shit like that. You feel me?
Yeah.
I seen motherfuckers take over games,
Exactly.
summer leagues.
Basketball is a mental thing. Like, you got to zone out all the bullshit, play your game. You know what I'm saying? Just because you can miss 5 shots in a row and turn around and make the next 5. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you listen to
I
them
told
people,
my son that.
yeah, if you
Told my
listen to
son
everybody,
that.
stop shooting, Pat. No, play your game. You know what I'm saying? Be confident in your ability. Like, I know I made this shot 1,000 times in practice. I just got to keep, you know what I'm saying? I just got to knock out the
Shooters
jitters.
gonna shoot.
Exactly.
But we grew up in a weird place from what it is right now. A lot of people should have went a lot of places. Because we had a lot of talent.
It broke my heart when I look back on all the talent, and especially like what the sports world is now.
Facts.
And how easy it is to go viral and you know, go from a no name to a 5-star athlete just because, you know, people learn about you through social media. Or
We had the newspaper, the
that's
Daily
it.
Home.
That's it.
And it didn't reach past your community.
Exactly. If your community not getting behind you and pushing you, then sadly nobody else is.
If you didn't go to state,
yeah,
nobody heard about
nobody
you.
gonna know.
Nobody heard
gonna
about
know.
you.
All of these games, all of these sport events that we had, and it's like we don't have no proof that it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Newspapers.
That's it.
If you got the clippings of it.
No, you can't.
No
you can't
video.
pull up no Dave Harris highlights. Period.
It's a fact.
From your hundreds of high school games that you played since 9th grade. 8th grade. You was in varsity since 8th grade. I feel like, or you was in B team in 8th grade.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't have none of that to show. And it's sad, you know what I'm saying? And it reminds me a lot, because I've been studying a lot on the pyramids and the ancient societies and different cultures before our time, and how like all of their history just get wiped out by different type of floods or, you know, different shit from the universe, and it's like no proof of nothing. We can't figure out how the fuck they built the pyramids or what type of technology they could have had. And that's why this podcast is so important, because even with this, bro, like we haven't shot an episode in 3 years, bro. And to this day, I still get people asking me like, bro, I was watching y'all show every day. Like, we thinking we just turning the camera on talking shit, but we really helping people. We really encouraging people. It's people that's really looking at us like, bro, these 2 kids from Montfort, like, we really saying something that hopefully, you know, if God forbid we do get wiped out, you know what I'm saying, our kids can still go back and get encouraged by the stories that we told and the different bricks that we laid down throughout our life. And
that's real.
It's crazy. It's sad, man, with the sports. Going back to, I know I took a huge ass, you know what I'm saying?
No, I never even thought about it like that, because I remember my sons, like when I go out there and I play basketball with them sometimes, they be amazed at like, damn, Dad, I didn't know you could shoot like that.
Like,
but,
bro,
Dad, where you learn that move at?
Bro, have you ever shot a buzzer beater before or a shot to win the game? And it's like, bro, you ain't got no proof of that. All of those moments, bro, like, we didn't know at the time, bro, but those were some of the biggest highlights of our life, and we was living it and didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? And now we got another generation that, bro, you'll be amazed. You probably would have flipped a whole nother switch in your son's mind if he could have turned on the video and seen you doing your thing on the court. Like, oh, okay, yeah, this shit is possible. Like, yeah, I got my daddy in me. Like, yeah,
right.
But, you know, we just got to change, and that's why I'm excited. I'm definitely gonna go out to your son game today, man, and record. You know what I'm saying? Just to have that footage, bro. That shit means so much. Just so have that footage and proof.
And you been there since he was a little baby. You feel me?
Yeah.
So watching him grow up on social media.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Bro, my son was born with the ball
Literally,
Literally,
bro.
literally, bro.
Like y'all,
And he loves it.
You ain't mother of your son. Y'all, hey, both of y'all came from a basketball culture, so I was like, I know, like,
Facts.
hey,
Facts.
they only gonna breed a monster, man. Y'all, hey, so I'm excited to see his growth and
Me
see
too,
him,
man.
go through the different phases of the game and hopefully, pick up where you left off, man.
Facts.
So,
Take it further.
Exactly.
Take it further, cause he 10 times better, man.
So, back to early life, man. We had the sports, we had the school, fifth, sixth grade, going into middle school. We're growing up, we trying to find our way. Out of the blue, my dad becomes a preacher. Out the blue, I never seen it coming. As somebody already growing up in an environment pulling you in a certain direction, for my dad to just come out the blue and become a preacher, it kind of was a whole nother dynamic to the situation. And it was good and bad from it. You know what I'm saying? The bad was trying to figure out my place in the situation. You know what I'm saying? How do I grow up in school, in middle school, and growing up and trying to find
Be the
my
preacher's son.
be the preacher's son, yeah. Like everybody looking at you some type of way, you know what I'm saying? But that was definitely a key moment in my upbringing. Um, do you remember that time period? And
Absolutely. I remember when your dad was our football coach, when you came out there with the white T-shirt on. I remember when your dad was our football coach in the 7th, 8th grade in junior varsity.
yeah,
And I remember your dad, like, because we used to have sleepovers.
yeah,
I remember coming over your house.
man, those some fun times, man.
Right. And your dad would make us go to church.
Yeah.
Or at least make me. Because the other friend that we had, he had a church.
Yeah.
I had a church, but we went to church, but it was very inconsistent.
And that's one thing I wanted to, because I never really dug deep into that. What was your religious upbringing like?
My grandma and grandparents are very religious. My grandma used to take me to church. She used to sing in the choir.
Okay.
Very well known. You know?
Was that like a Baptist church? Was she a Christian? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baptist church. Back home, my granddad, he used to go to church. My mom used to go to church, but it was like very inconsistent, And I remember being at a young age sitting in church, like I just felt weird.
Yeah.
I just felt
from
out of
day
place.
one,
From day one, bro. From day one. Like I never got moved, or I ain't gonna say never, but it was just always a time in my life where I would be sitting in church like, bro, what the fuck are we doing? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and like like I said, I was raised by old people, so I was always forced to go to church. You know what I'm saying? Always.
I remember we went to church on New Year's one time.
Yeah.
We was in church all night till New Year's.
So Pigg sat in church all night. David Harris sat in church on New Year's.
As a fucking kid, bro. And that was the last time. I remember that shit. We sat in church so long.
Yeah.
And people was just running in fucking circles and the Holy Ghost and all this shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I never forget, bro. I was just looking around as a kid like, bro, this shit weird as fuck.
You always felt that.
I always felt weird.
You never understood or felt no kind of connection to no message.
I didn't believe it. I remember as a kid, I got baptized, right? Mm-hmm. And they asked you, do you believe in Christ?
Yeah.
Do you believe that Jesus rose on the third day?
Yeah.
When he asked me that, in the back of my mind, I remember wanting to say no. Like, Dad, I wanted to say, as a kid, I wanted to say no because I didn't believe that shit. But I knew the environment I was growing up in. I knew my place as a kid. And I just like, this shit don't make sense to me, bro.
No, but so even though you had all those doubts in your mind, your heart still spoke and said, yes, you believe, right?
Yeah. My mind spoke, not my heart. as a little kid, standing in front of the church, lying like a motherfucker. Lying like a motherfucker. I remember doing the what's the little skits and shit.
Yeah.
Easter skits.
Yeah. That was always weird to me, but
that shit just felt so weird, bro. And I remember going to your church too. Your church was weird as fuck, man. Yo, that shit was weird, man. And yo, I remember your daddy called me out in front of everybody. He said some shit. I don't remember exactly what he said. It was only like 4 people in the fucking church. But
so look. Yeah, we always had a small family congregation.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the right words to really describe how I felt and how I feel about church. Right now, the only thing that's coming to my mind is basically what I always took from church is the overall message of love. Like, if I could go back and look at my life in the church and what message I feel like it was trying to show me at that time, the main thing I could say is it taught me how to love, bro. It taught me how to love and it taught me how to forgive. You know what I'm saying?
And that's crazy because we have 2 different perspectives. You know what church, what I always seen from church?
What?
Manipulation. Always. I saw manipulation as a kid from the church, bro. As a kid. From the words from the Bible. When it said, God said this, God said that.
So from day one, the first day you heard this, you was like, God, who made him control everything? Like,
no, it was just like, so God told you to tell me that?
Yeah.
So God said this or God said, little things like that. I would just, from the first time I heard a preacher say that, like, you shouldn't question the Bible, or from the first time I read the Bible and said you shouldn't question.
Yeah.
And it was like, my mind, I just always question things.
From day one, that's the main message that I always got from it was don't question the Bible. Even from the preacher, don't question me. Don't question nothing that I tell y'all. Like, God's speaking through me. So anything that I say is the truth. You know what I'm saying? And that's that shit's sad, bro. Yeah. It's sad to know that, like, it's people wrapped up in that belief. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They really worshiping a preacher who basically
selling them false hope.
Selling hope as a business, pretty much.
Facts. Tax-free business.
Tax-free.
To me, I just feel like if you think for yourself and you got your own mind,
yeah,
you don't need that.
And throughout, you always felt this way, and you always expressed this feeling about church to me throughout the years. But I never got that feeling from my dad, though. You know what I'm saying?
He was selling false hope.
Yeah,
I never did either. He believed the way he was preaching.
Yes, he really believed what he was saying, and 100%. And, like, even as far as the payment and getting paid, man, like, I can attest, like, bro, it was years and years that my daddy preached without getting paid. You know what I'm saying? I know that for a fact. Because, I mean, bro, we only had 4 people in the church, 5 people. So, you know what I'm saying? How much money can, 5 old people really raise? You know what I'm saying? And then you got to think, damn, 3 of them people coming from my house. So, right. Like, we recycling the same money. If anything, we paying to go to church, for real, because lights got to get paid, water got to get paid. So, I never felt that way from my dad. I always felt he was genuine. I always felt he had a genuine message and a genuine story. And regardless of how I feel about religion and how I feel about church, I'm definitely thankful for my dad.
But on a bigger spectrum, right? Just think about this. I'm gonna ask you this question. Me and you, we literally just said at the same time, we believe your daddy believed what he was preaching, right? Mm-hmm. And he only had 4 people because your daddy wasn't selling hope. Think about the people that's really selling hope and got these mega churches.
Packed.
Selling
balconies. Balconies of people.
And I'm a person, I could listen to somebody and I could say, that's bullshit. Yeah. Just by the way that you expressing yourself, just by the way that you talk, I could tell That's bullshit.
Yeah.
But some people can't do that. You know, some people go to church because they can't pick themselves up. They can't look in the mirror and say, "Get the fuck up and go to the gym."
Why are you so hard on those people though? Can you blame those people? Like whatever, little shit that you do to just make you feel a little more calmer inside, regardless of what you're going through. I feel like that's the same thing people that use church for. I really point the finger more at the people that's using them. You know what I'm saying? The people that's taking advantage of those people that know that they need that extra bit of hope.
I grew up around men that just made shit happen, or men that had responsibilities, you know?
Yeah.
So people don't really need church. All you need is yourself. And the people that go to church, they never really look in the mirror and say, "I did it," or "I can do it." Yeah. It's always, "Thank God," or "God, I need this," or "God, I need that." It's like, nigga, you can do this shit yourself.
People got to realize God is in them.
Facts.
So when you talking to God, you need to be in the mirror talking to God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I hate getting on social media when somebody accomplished something. If it wasn't for God, they take all the glory from themselves. They take all the glory from us.
Yeah.
As black people.
Yeah.
Because words are powerful. You're not saying, "I did this as a black man," or "I did this as a black woman." So you can do it, little black man, little black girl. It's, man, if it wasn't for God, they constantly saying that you can't do it without this.
Yeah. So instead of the young black kids coming up looking in the mirror, they thinking like, I can't accomplish nothing unless I go to church.
I got to put God first.
Yeah.
Obeying, you can't be disruptive, and you got to be a disruptive motherfucker in this cold world.
Got to.
You got to. You got to have a backbone. You got to choose your battles.
Yeah.
But you can't be fearing.
And you one of those people that I definitely say you definitely speak your mind. You offend a lot of people when you speak on social media.
And I'm not proud of that. As a grown man, as a 31-year-old man.
You not proud of that? Have you ever been proud of that?
I never noticed it until you told me.
Like I see the message that you're trying to push. You know what I'm saying? I know you really just telling people like be stronger.
Intentions.
Yeah. The intentions
for us,
definitely
for black people.
Definitely good. It's just at the same time.
Because we powerful, bro.
You saying how powerful that your words are, you gotta understand how those same words can put people down. People that's not strong enough to get that internal energy. Like your words is just putting them even farther down in the dirt.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And it make them obey. Just think about the commandments in itself, or just think about the Bible. If I was to tell you, if you done something wrong or you treated me a bad way, like you would burn in hell for eternity, that's scary.
When we read these scriptures from the Bible, we can't take those words and try to like take it literally. Like when it's saying obey, it's just telling you to obey the laws. You know what I'm saying? The same way the government telling you to obey the laws, and you gonna go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like the main thing I feel like it taught me is just love and forgiveness. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But let's move on from the church and religion. I just had to get your breakdown because I know you got some strong feelings.
And we could go on and on and on.
I know we'll be sitting here and talk the whole other hour about this shit.
Right.
Let's move on. We're moving past middle school into high school. Ninth grade. Mm-hmm. Miss Hill.
That's the first thing that came to my mind, bro. That's the first.
I was literally doing the same thing.
Mind,
look, it's crazy. When I think of high school, I directly think about ninth grade. And when I think about ninth grade, I think about Miss Hill. Because, I mean, ninth grade was kind of like a culture shock. You know what I'm saying? It was like...
Was it?
For me, it was. And I feel like Miss Hill played...
7th grade was a culture shock to me. Because 7th grade, we was in the old Marfa High School.
Yeah, but 7th grade was a good culture shock. Because really... Going from 6th grade to 7th grade, we had way more freedom in 7th grade than we ever had in elementary.
That's what I told you. It was
so
a culture
that
shock.
Was a good culture shock. 9th grade was like a brick wall culture shock. Like it was like because of Miss Hill, nigga. Like the whole 9th grade year was hell because of her. So that was a culture shock. Like, damn, is this what high school about to be like?
I remember going into her class, bro, and it was just like silent. like everybody had the expectation, or everybody had the the image of how it was gonna be,
Yeah.
and the feeling of how she was as
Yeah.
a teacher.
Yeah.
And it's just like when we walked in, bro, she just gave us that feeling like I ain't here to play with y'all.
Yeah, it was exactly. I want to say it was worse than I expected, but it was. If it wasn't worse, it was definitely exactly what people had it made out to be. You probably wondering why I'm talking like this, because as I get older, I have a sense to look back at my life a lot. You know what I'm saying? The older I'm getting, because it's like I kind of, I'm not at the peak of where I want to be. I know it's still places that I want to go, but at this point in life, I look back to find a lot of my inspiration. You know what I'm saying? I try to
So
look
do
back
I.
to find that inspiration, because a lot of those days were when we was at our most
Impressionable moments.
yeah, and our mind was innocent. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't plagued with marriage and houses and kids and tomorrow and bills. You know what I'm saying? These was a lot of our most innocent moments when our mind was the freest. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't, and it just, I hate that I didn't realize it. You know what I'm saying? When I look back, I just be like, damn, why didn't I realize that this moment was so big that I was going to look back on this fucking 20 years from now and draw inspiration from this and shit like that.
And it's crazy that you say that, because growing up, that's all my dad and my granddad used to tell me.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna understand it now,
Yep.
but
Yep.
when you get older, you gonna understand.
And think
what
about
I'm
it.
coming from.
I started this podcast by saying that about the kids, like how, you know, each level is a different level. You can't teach them the same stuff that you would, you know. So it's like unlocking a different level at every stage. But like those early stages, like those are the most, when your mind is the freest, when your thoughts are the clearest. You don't have, we weren't drinking back then. You know what I'm saying? We weren't smoking, so your mind is clear. So it's like, but when I look
wasn't
back,
even thinking.
when I look back on Miss Hill, bro, I cannot understand her logic.
When you first mentioned her, I had
Because
a
I know she
question I
put
wanna
you
ask
through the worst.
Oh my
She
God.
put you through. Did she fail you that year?
Yes, she was so hard on me, bro. And looking back, I don't understand. I think what I come up with, I was just so different.
Yeah.
I was just so different from everybody, man. And I think she was trying to break me from like my free mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it would be times where, bro, I would sit there and doodle the whole class.
Yeah.
I'd sit there and doodle the whole class and like not do nothing.
Yeah.
You feel me? But I would go home and I would just look at a problem and I would be like, okay, the answer is 9.
Yeah.
You know?
And
but she wanted
X.
you. Yes.
She wants step by step
She
by
wants
step.
step by step.
She wants you to write in the zeros and everything where you subtract all of that shit. She want to see everything. Bro.
I remember she called my mom one day, right? We had like a parent teacher conference. My mom came up there and they were talking. I had a basketball game that day. So before the basketball game, they were talking. So I ended up walking in. They had already, I don't know how long they had even been in there.
Yeah.
So I walked in and she was like, he know how to do the work. He just won't do it the way that I teach him, right?
And that was a big thing, bro.
So she said, watch this. So she sat me down. You know, we had the dry erase boards with the dry erase marker. She gave me a problem. And she said, solve it. She said, solve it your way. Looked at it. Okay, the minimum work is possible.
Yeah.
Came up with the answer, right?
Yeah.
She said, see, I told you. Now do it my way. Took me forever to do
long ass process.
The long way.
Yeah.
I don't know the conversation that they had, but like she
like made her believe
that I was the problem.
Yeah.
From that day on, it was 2 against 1 every time, bro. Every time. You feel me? And that was in 9th grade. Damn. So she had the ammo of like, I'm telling him how to do it.
Yeah.
He just won't do it.
Yeah.
You feel me? And she ended up failing me. But you know what though? When I was in summer school, she came and checked on me every day.
No, for real?
Every day in summer school.
So like, what's your conclusion, bro?
I don't know, bro. I don't understand why she was so hard on me.
Yeah.
Because it's not like she was like teaching us life lessons.
No.
She wasn't giving us
It was
game.
numbers, bro.
That's
numbers.
all it was. She wasn't giving us game. You feel me? From what I could remember.
Yeah,
It's just that she was just so hard on us for no reason.
And that's the thing. I wanna make the connection. I wanna be older and look back and be like, oh yeah, I understand what Miss Hill meant. She had good intentions. But like I just can't.
I can't get it, bro.
I don't get it.
I wish I could have a conversation with her, bro, and get her logic. Because I feel like she was just hard on me for no reason, bro.
And now that I think about it, bro, I can't think of many teachers that really gave us life lessons for real, for real. I know everybody's go-to is Mr. G. You know what I'm saying?
If I had to pick one,
yeah,
I would say him.
And I think I was probably in the wrong class with him. Because you know how, and now that's another thing that I think about with teachers. Like, they have to repeat the same lesson the same way 3 to 4 different times throughout the day. So, you know what I'm saying? Mr. G class, it was kind of like dull.
I don't think he interacted with young black men.
It don't feel like he did. Now that I think about it, but he loved Corey Bradford. Yeah.
Because you know why? Corey Bradford knew what he was teaching, and he knew that it was bullshit. And he used to call it, because I was in the class with Corey Bradford.
Like, I'm so into history now. So it's like, bro, I wish I would have paid more attention back then.
Would have been able to debate.
Yes, and just been in those conversations. I wish I would have been in that class, bro.
He was so ahead of his time, and it's just like, I remember he arguing with tears in his eyes, like passionate, bro. Especially when it came to Black history. He used to like beat on the desk. I'm talking about, he would scream and leave out the classroom, slam the door. You know what I'm saying? I remember coming in class one day like, man, we ain't on that bullshit today. Like, why you care so much?
Yeah.
Like, man, just listen to him. Let's get the fuck up out of here. I remember going through the Black History Month. And you know, Black history, like, all they used to teach was slavery. Yeah. And I remember him saying, man, black people, we got so much good things going on. Why do y'all want to teach us the bad stuff? Why do y'all want to teach us slavery? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That whole year.
That shit was a struggle. And see, that shit wasn't even processing back then.
It wasn't, bro.
Like, bro, today, like,
we were like, what, 13?
Yes, bro.
14 years old.
But this shit is going on today. Like, This shit is like a conversation today. And it's like, man, knowing that this man was 13 years old, 14, having them conversations with
screaming matches.
That shit crazy.
What you're teaching is bullshit. He would say that. Yeah. Like, that shit is dumb as fuck. Yeah. That didn't really happen.
I feel like school is bigger than the books. You know what I'm saying? But we programmed at that age. We're just going to school like you said. Like, bro, just shut up. Let this nigga talk. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I remember taking a test, bro, and he wrote, fuck this. On the test. Slammed it face down and walked out.
Man, we got to have a conversation.
Gotta have it, bro.
What happened to you? What did you experience, bro?
He had so much knowledge.
Who was talking to you? What was they telling you?
That's a good start, bro.
Yes, bro.
What I want to ask him, bro, is how did he feel being around us in high school as a black man?
Bro, he felt like an alien. Like, now that we're adults, bro, and I look back.
That's what I'm saying. He would be preaching on some Kendrick Lamar shit.
Kendrick Lamar in seventh grade, bro.
Hey, man, it's Pigg. As you can see, I got on my clothing brand, Topline Advertise, man. Topline Advertise, I created this brand with just an idea. Topline is for the quality. All right, I'm always going to give A1 quality. You get what you pay for. You get better quality than what you're paying for. Advertise, it's about elevating. Advertise means elevate. So if you are a self-thinker, if you're one of the people that's like me, that's self-driven, that's goal-driven, that's self-motivated, man, this brand is for you. As you can see, I'm rocking it right now. Quality A1. Tap the link below and go copy a job instead.
We graduate high school 2010.
Yep.
How did you feel?
Back to 16 years old. I forgot what I did, what I was doing, or where I was headed. I remember riding in the car with my mom. I'm getting teary-eyed thinking about it. I remember riding in the car with my mom, and she was like mad as fuck at me. right? And she was like, you ain't gonna grow up like everybody else. You ain't gonna be no deadbeat father. You gonna graduate high school. You either gonna go to college, you gonna go to the military, but you gonna be something. She was crying. She said, when you have a child, they mamas ain't even gonna ask for no diapers. You gonna be there. You ain't gonna miss nothing. I remember that.
Yeah.
So I remember 18 years old, graduating high school. I remember Kiana and Tiger. Kiana and Tiger tried to put a highlight tape together for me to go to college.
I remember that.
And I was so uninterested in filling out college applications. I was so uninterested in even the idea of
going to school all over again.
of going to school, of putting myself in debt. That's all I could think
Yeah,
about.
debt. Yep.
We graduated in May. I went and got my first apartment July 3rd. It was going to be July 4th. At 18 years old, we got my first apartment.
Had to get out the house, man. We
Had to
weren't
get
playing that bullshit, bro. 18, we was out of there.
Out of there. Never looked back, you know? And I remember graduating, like, bro, I'm grown now.
Thanks.
Everything is on me, you know?
Yep.
And I remember getting a job at Honda. I remember my first 60 days, first 90 days.
Yeah.
And I told myself, I can't see myself doing this for 20 years.
No way.
Because I remember going in there as an 18-year-old kid, looking at this old man beside me, hopping in and out this car, and he like, man, go live your life.
Yeah.
Go do something. And I remember having two veterans. They was both prior military. Man, go to the service. Get up out of here.
Yeah.
Go see the world. Blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
And shit, that's what I did. That's what I did. 6 to 9 months later, I raised my right hand, joined the army. Joined the army. But what about you though? 18, just graduated.
18, I just graduated, man. You already know, like you said, I was pretty smart coming through school. Now that we here and we having this conversation, bro, everybody always looked at me as being so smart. I never felt like I was that smart, bro.
How? I know you never had a C.
Yeah, I definitely never had a C.
Did you ever have a B?
I had a couple of them.
You used to get in trouble for a B, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Punishment. No phone, no going nowhere. Yeah, anything. They was super hard on me, bro. They was super hard on me. I guess they had high expectations of me. You know what I'm saying? But I just never felt like I really had that much direction. You know what I'm saying? Like I never really knew. I knew I wanted to do something with my life, but I didn't know exactly what it was. All I ever heard was, "Oh, you smart, you smart." Okay, what do smart people do with their life when they graduate high school?
Yeah.
They go to college. Okay, what do smart people go to college for? Law, doctor. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be no lawyer. I don't want to be no doctor. You know what I'm saying? We could probably go into it a later time, but you know, I fell in love with music, you know, throughout my life, throughout my early life. So I always felt like that was my number one love. You know what I'm saying? That's what I always wanted to do as far as passionate about. My parents ended up convincing me to enroll in college in JSU. Still didn't know what I want to do, you know, but it was like, just go and you'll figure it out. So that's what I went. I did. I went. And unfortunately, I never figured it out.
How long were you in college?
3 years, bro.
I remember coming to what was that? What'd you call that? A dorm? That apartment that you had?
No, though, I stayed in a dorm my first freshman semester, and then the next semester I ended up getting an apartment and with my wife right now. And we had a kid not long after we got the apartment. I'm going into my third year at this time, getting ready to choose a major. And she said she was pregnant. So I'm like, man, I got to make some money. Like, this ain't going to get it. Like, that's one thing I always knew. Like, I got to have some money before I bring a kid in this world. I got to have my life figured out. That's when I made the decision to drop out of college and got my CDL, started driving trucks. And, hey, that's what direction I went ever since then. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying with the debt, I wish my mind would have been there at that time, because all I ever heard was, they going to pay you to go to school. Like, you going to get a scholarship. Didn't get no scholarships. That's one thing. Like, coming from where we came from, and bro, I had damn near straight A's, 3.7 GPA, and didn't get no scholarships. Financial aid, which I thought was the government paying for me to go to college, were actually government loans. You know, it just led me to a lot of debt, bro. That's 20, 25 grand that I didn't even have to spend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have just kept working and figured it out later on.
Even to go back to the church conversation that we had, even as a little kid sitting in church,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is bullshit. Even as a little kid growing up in the school system, recruiters coming in, teachers, people in your ear, everybody talking about go to college, go to college, go to college. For me, I just was like, that's not the way. For me, it just wasn't my path.
Yeah.
I couldn't see myself going to college. I never could do that. You know what I'm saying? 15, 16, 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
I could never see myself being a college student at all.
You graduate high school, you go to the military. Want to take us through that? Like, what was the early stages of the military? You know.
So you know, we grew up together.
Yeah.
Growing up, I was different.
Mm-hmm.
I was always different, right? The way that I talked, walked, everything about me was just different. You feel me?
Facts.
Now, looking back, I feel like I never fit in. I never fitted in down there anywhere, right? It's me as a grown man looking back.
You saying you never fit in Montford?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I never really fit in.
Facts.
I don't think I had any friends besides you and Jaren. That's it.
And you know, it's so crazy because you always felt like one of the most popular, you know, kids in high school, but you know.
But I always felt hated against.
Yeah, at the same time, it's like, yeah, you was the most popular, but how many friends, how many people could you really call your friend?
Facts.
Even though you the most popular person in the school.
Facts.
And that's crazy.
And I always felt like, man, these niggas don't fuck with me for real.
Yeah, facts.
I always felt like that.
I definitely can relate to that.
All right. So, fast forward, going into the military as an 18-year-old young man.
Yeah.
I was back in a bubble, right? Because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I had no idea where this life was about to take me.
Yeah.
Right? I just knew that I wanted to do something. I wanted to be something. And with me growing up, living in two different worlds, I knew the world was big.
Facts.
I knew there was something different outside of Montford, Talladega, Alabama.
Yeah.
Because I traveled.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that the Army was going to, like, make me the man that I am and change me and show me things that no person in my community could have shown me.
When I talk to you, when I look you in your eyes and I talk to you, I don't feel like it's much different. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like you the same pig from 5th grade. Did the military really change that much?
Yes.
In what ways?
The military taught me how to be me. Of course, I knew who I was. I knew that I was a young man. I knew that I had responsibilities. I knew accountability.
Yeah.
I knew what to say, what not to say.
Yeah.
I knew how to act, how not to act. I knew to think before I speak. I knew to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir.
Yeah.
You know? And the military, I think it taught me how to be more of a leader. 18, you still a kid.
Facts. Yeah.
You still a kid.
I kind of, that's another conversation, but should 18-year-olds be able to go to the military? Like, that's a whole nother conversation, but
you should, because they can manipulate you, like your mental.
Exactly. That ain't right.
It's not.
Just like the church.
But what's the task though?
Like, I mean, we want to talk about manipulation. That shit worse than the church. Would you agree?
I don't think it's worse than the church, because they give you tools. They give you tools on how to adapt.
You think the church is worse than the military?
Yes.
Wow. That's a big statement.
The military gives you tools on how to adapt, on how to live, on how to conquer, on how to survive.
Damn. hold up, bro. Hold on. This shit deep. The church and the military are very much alike. If you think about it,
How
are they different?
The church is different because
if you look at how we describe the church in this podcast, and then maybe it's not the same way you look at me in the church, I look at you in the military. Like I can have an outlook, I can have a way that I can see the military, but you actually in it. You understand it in ways that I really don't understand it. I can have my opinions, but you know the benefits because you actually in it, and you know you feel like you understand it a little better. Same way with the church.
It's a cult.
Same way with the church.
Definitely a cult.
Same way with the church.
Right. But it's bro, your mind.
I think we just unlocked the dynamic on this bitch, bro. Because like they damn,
that's true.
They definitely alike, bro.
They're definitely alike. They definitely have manipulative languages.
But yeah, you go ahead, bro. I ain't wanna that shit just blew my mind though, bro.
Where was I?
But you was saying the military just give you certain tools to
be successful.
Yeah, to be successful. It's physical tools. The military gives you physical tools.
More mental than anything. Because the military can break you down mentally.
I think the church can break you down mentally.
It's the same thing.
But
like it
can definitely build you up mentally too. And it gives you that mental backbone that you probably don't have or you don't realize that you have.
Yeah.
And the military brings that out of you. Like you said, when you first go in, they breaking you down from everything that you learned, and they building you up. You know what I'm saying? They giving you that military backbone.
But I'm about to tell you, like you said, you was like, you remember me as being somebody that know who he is.
Yeah.
Right? I remember the military broke me down, bro. I remember my first squad leader. He was like my first supervisor. He was a black man, older black man, you know? And I was an 18-year-old young man, kid.
Yeah.
Coming from two different worlds, hood background, drug-infested background. Going in, I remember the first time like he yelled at me, and I asked him, who the fuck you talking to?
Yeah.
Like I'm grown.
Yeah.
I'm finna be yelling at me, telling me what the fuck to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
And he was screaming. He had spit coming from his mouth. He was just fucking screaming, and I was just sitting there like, who the fuck you talking to?
Exactly.
You know? And I credit him for his maturity and seeing that unguided young man in me, you know? And I remember he went home. I pissed him off so bad. Like, he went home. He didn't come back. He came back the next day. And he was like, hey, Harris, come on, let me talk to you. And he sat me down and he talked to me about my demeanor. That's the first time I ever even heard the word. He said, man, it's your demeanor. He said, even though you ain't trying to be disrespectful or even though you ain't trying to be an asshole, he said, it's your demeanor. He said, you need to fix that. He said, as they say, you ain't on the block no more. What I told him, I didn't grow up on the block.
That shit just in you.
It's just in me like that. You know?
Yeah.
So I told him, I said, don't ever say that to me. Because that shit really offended me. You ain't back on the block. That shit really offended me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And first time I heard the word demeanor, he sat me down and he was just he talked to me and he was like, man, it's how you present yourself. You present yourself with a wall up, like, don't fuck with me. You know? And he said, in this profession, people that look like you can understand that. But he was like, you a small percentage of people that look like you. The people that you got to do business with, you got to be professional.
Facts.
You know? And his name Nicholas Kizzy, man, and I credit him to a lot, man, because it was me and two other black men. So he ended up having a squad of 3 black men, and I think he was Samoan or Hawaiian. He had to be our spokesperson a lot because we was just some niggas.
Yeah.
We was niggas in the Army, and
Yeah.
we didn't know how to differentiate the two.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's crazy because I'm from Alabama, Talladega Mumford area.
Yeah.
I end up being in a squad with a nigga from Atlanta, and another nigga was from Mississippi. So we Southern teenagers,
Yeah.
Southern niggas, right?
Yeah.
You know, so the way that we talk is like,
Yeah, yeah, kind of on the same shit.
we on the same shit, man. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how all of us ended in that environment under his wing. And he taught us so much, bro, as black men in the military. What we face in the real world, you face in the military too.
Yeah.
On a bigger scale. Because they could do whatever they want to do with you.
Yeah.
Based upon your attitude and how you talk and how you walk. You know? You might not hear about it a lot.
Yeah.
It might be under a different microscope or it might be camouflaged.
Yeah.
But it happens, bro. I faced a lot of that shit throughout my 12 and a half, 13 years in the Army. Especially as a young private. Maybe not so much because I'm up in rank, and I grew and I have the education and I got the professionalism. So I know how to turn that shit off.
Yeah.
But I also know how to be myself.
Facts.
In a room full of people. And people love me in the military.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people look up to me like I done inspired a lot of people.
Yeah.
People still reach out to me to this day that I mentored or I had the opportunity to train 5, 6, 7+ years.
So you definitely feel like the military made you a better person?
Absolutely. The military taught me how to communicate. It taught me how to be professional, how to walk in a room and be yourself. It taught me how to stand on what you believe in, you know. It taught me how to it taught me how not to be a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a difference between a black man and a nigga. Facts. A nigga can have the greatest intentions, but you still look at him like a nigga.
Facts.
And there's a black man that walk in the room and be like, oh, he powerful. You know what I'm saying? That's a black man.
So with the point of that, you know, the military has the ability to manipulate a young man coming straight out of high school, you still feel like it's a good thing?
Yeah, I feel like I would tell anybody to give 4 years to the military over giving 4 years to an institution, to college.
Okay.
For sure. Because the military is going to put you ahead.
Okay.
College is going to put you 4 years behind. Mentally and financially. Okay. The military is going to put you ahead 4 years mentally and financially. I bought my first house at 24.
So you got married too
at a young age.
At a young age before you went into the military, or was it while you?
It was before. It was military directed, like the motive.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. How do you feel like the military affected your marriage?
It definitely affected it because.
Was it positive or negative?
It was negative. The marriage is a different culture. Where we come from in the South, in the military. Yeah. Where we come from in the South, it's like you got a 10 to 20 mile radius.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody know you. You know who to move with.
Yeah. You
know what to say, what not to say.
Exactly.
Around certain people in that 10 to 20 mile
radius. But you get in the military, you got women from all over.
Unlimited.
Yeah.
There is no radius.
Can a man have a family in the military?
Yes, definitely. He can. But you got to be disciplined. I didn't grow up with that. I grew up in a single parent household. Yeah. But I also grew up with adults around me teaching me how to cheat.
Yeah.
I was taught that, okay, you married, but you still a man.
Yeah.
I remember a certain individual in my life, a man that, you know, you look up to, he telling me that. So he's like, okay, shit, if he's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This been married my whole fucking, right, this is how it's supposed to go, this life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But that's bullshit. That's just the misinformation that I had as a young kid. And
so it definitely can be done. You just feel like,
man.
You know.
I got homies in the military that don't cheat, that fucking got beautiful families, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm pretty sure everybody pretty much got the knowledge. Like when you married, you know, you make more money in the military. So a lot of people try to get married just for that.
Just for the money.
Just for that purpose. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which I encourage I used to, because I'm not in the military no more. I'm transitioning out. But I used to encourage my young troops, man, that it's two things that you could do as a young soldier in the Army that's gonna potentially ruin your adulthood, your young adulthood, and that's get married and buy a brand new car. So I definitely.
And that's two things that now that I look back, everybody was either getting married or get a brand new car.
Yeah. So I would encourage them to just wait. You know, give it 5 to 6 years. I know it might sound like a long time from now.
Yeah.
But I would tell them, you in college. It's your college years.
I was just about to say, nobody buying no brand new car in college. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, you spending them 4 years in college, you getting out, you getting you a good job, you getting established, and then you getting the new shit. You driving a hoopty trying to make it through college. You know what I'm saying? You just driving, but so you kind of gotta keep that same mentality and that same timeline. You know what I'm saying? But even with going into the military and getting that big contract.
Right, but I would tell them that, and they would go on one hand out, one hand out the other.
Man, we come from nothing, man.
Right.
We can't wait to get a little money in our pocket, man.
Right. So what I grew to be able to communicate when I got a little older, I would tell them like, okay, you getting this certain amount of money. I ain't gonna go into the specifics.
Yeah.
But before you get married, you a young private. You getting this certain amount of money. This is only meant to take care of you. That's it. It ain't meant to take care of no family.
Yeah.
It's a single man's paycheck.
Yeah.
So you get this paycheck and you do whatever you want to do whatever you need to do.
Facts.
And they think just because they get married and they get this extra little money, it's extra money.
They can ball out. Yeah.
But that's going to bills, man.
Yeah.
That's going to your family.
Facts.
Because you got this extra little money on top of your single man paycheck.
Facts.
You ain't single no more.
Yeah.
You're not single.
Right.
You're not single no more.
Right.
So you got to pay for school, lunch. You got to pay for groceries now.
Yep.
You know, you got car notes, double the insurances, and everybody know when you dating, them out to eat bills, they triple.
Yeah.
When you start dating, because as a young man, you go out to eat by yourself.
Yeah.
Might be $20, $25.
Yeah.
You go on a date, $60, $100, $100.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot. That's a huge difference.
Exactly.
We talking about 200%
Facts
on just going out to eat. You feel me?
Yeah. So
now that I know how to communicate that, you know, and I got the experience. I'm 31 now. I joined the Army at 18 years old, bro.
18. So you mentioned that you transitioning out of the military. When we had our podcast a while back, it was a bunch of rumbling going on, and I gotta ask you about this, or at least give you the opportunity to speak on it. If you don't want to, you ain't got to. But it was something I never, honest to God, I never really read into it to really know what was going on. But I think you had like a little controversy going on online with something that you did. Can you speak on that?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I ever even talked to you about it, period, or even paid attention. But I did realize something was going on. What happened, bro?
So I was a drill sergeant at the time, right? You talking about the viral video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was a drill sergeant at the time at Fort Jackson, and there was a video that went viral of me, pretty much cursing at a trainee, being a drill sergeant.
This regular shit that you've been through.
Right. Shit that everybody in the military has been through.
Okay.
But it's what, 2020 now. 2020. This ain't back in the days, right?
We going through COVID and shit at this time too.
Right. So things are in a different scope.
Yeah.
And things are on camera now.
Yeah.
And once you put it out, everybody has their opinion.
Facts.
And opinions are persuasive.
Facts.
No matter the culture you live in, opinions are persuasive.
Yeah.
Right? So the video ended up going viral with me cursing out the trainee.
How long was I never even saw the video. Is it still out?
No, they end up taking it down because I end up being under investigation.
Did you put it out?
No, I didn't.
Do you know who put it out?
I still don't know to this
Still
day.
don't know.
To this day. To this day. To this day, I still have no idea who was behind the YouTube page. So what I ended up doing was,
could you tell the angle of the recording?
so I know who recorded it.
Okay.
Because I put it on my Instagram. But somebody screen recorded from my Instagram.
So you posted the video yourself. You didn't think it was nothing.
No, because we do it all the time. That was like my
shit.
fifth. That was like my fifth cycle. You do 8 cycles.
Okay.
That was my 5th cycle.
Yeah.
Of doing this, of recording or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun. Like this is just what happens.
So somebody screen record your Instagram.
Yep. Put it on YouTube.
And what did they title it?
I think it was just like Fort Jackson Drill Sergeant or some shit like that.
Oh, I thought
right?
they probably like spiced it up.
No, they didn't, right?
Okay.
So, whatever happened in the video, me cursing out the trainee, somebody ended up sending it to me on Instagram and was like,
hey, somebody posted your
hey, somebody, because they know I didn't do it, because you're not supposed to do that shit. Yeah. Right?
Why did you have it on Instagram then?
It's just funny, bro. Like, we all do it.
But was it in your story or was it a post?
It was on my story.
So it was going to erase out the 24 hours.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So somebody ended up sending it to me like, hey, I just seen you on YouTube. I'm like, what? They sent me the link.
Yeah.
When they sent the link, I said, this is bad.
Yeah, you automatically.
I was a drill sergeant sitting next to me.
Oh.
And I showed him, his mouth just dropped. He said, bro, you got to get that deleted. So I ended up going to panic mode.
You like, trying to flag the video,
all
type
that.
Of shit.
I'm putting stories up like, yo, whoever behind this page, you don't know what you just did, but delete this video. I said, this going to be a snowball effect. Delete this video.
Yeah.
When I seen it, it had 3,000 views. Wow. 3,000.
That's a lot on YouTube, bro.
Listen, 3,000 views, right?
Yeah.
Every time I refresh, it was 400 to 800 views. Every time I refresh.
So it was literally going viral.
It was going viral. Damn. That next morning, I woke up, it was at 270,000 views. That next morning. So I remember we was at the range, bro. And I said all the drills. We was just sitting down.
Hold on. So is this news getting out? Are you hearing this around others? Sorry, are they like, hey, we seen that video, bro?
You know what's crazy about all of this? When they posted it,
yeah,
this was 6 months ago.
So it was old.
It was old. It was old,
like, bro. This shit over with, bro. Get this shit
These
out of here.
trainees gone.
Yeah,
they done graduated.
Yeah.
When they posted it, it's 6 months ago.
Damn.
So when I woke up and it was like 270,000 views, we was at the range and we was all sitting together. I hadn't said nothing to nobody except for that one dude.
Yeah.
So I refreshed it. That bitch was probably at like 300,000. I told everybody, I said, man, I'm gonna be on somebody's carpet today. I said, man, I'm about to get suspended. They're like, wow, what's going on? I explained the situation to everybody. Within a matter of 30 minutes.
The whole
30 minutes.
Base.
First sergeant. Hey, Sergeant Major want to see you. Sergeant Major is the top dog.
Damn.
Sergeant Major want to see you. I said, oh, shit. There it is. So how let y'all end up being suspended for like 5 months?
Damn.
Yeah, they was talking about
5 months. That's unheard of, getting suspended from a job. Bro. Like that's a long.
But in the drill sergeant world, it happens.
Yeah.
Shit that just happens. But because I was one of the first ones to go viral.
Yeah. It was like
they tried to make an example. You know? Even though everything I did was completely normal.
Yeah.
But this was in the time of like, man, it was so much shit going viral.
Yeah, I already know that COVID shit was going on.
The COVID shit.
So everybody on their phones. Everybody just sitting at home on the phone. Like, that's all you got to do is talk shit about different videos. And you know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
So I was dealing with that. I was dealing with shit at home. I was just dealing with a lot of shit.
Did that particular situation affect home directly, or was it
affected me?
Damn.
Yeah, man. So it was a lot because they like threatened like take my drill sergeant badge. I had worked hard for that, and I was at the end.
Yeah.
You know, you do 2 years. Like I told you, I was on my 5th cycle. This was 6 months ago, so now I'm on cycle number 7.
Yeah.
I got one more to go, and I'm done. You know,
Yeah.
so they trying to like take my badge. They suspended me. It was just a whole bunch of bullshit.
And all of this was going on around episode 15.
Yep, all that. On top of what was going on at home.
Damn.
Yep.
So that go your explanation, people.
Yeah,
you
man.
know what I'm saying? Damn, man, that's deep, bro.
And you
just think of this shit, bro.
Just think of the worst possible scenario that could happen with your life, right?
Yeah.
Let's say and then an investigation. The word investigation scares me.
Facts. Investigation in anything is not good.
It scares me. And then with investigations, you don't know what's going on.
Facts.
So the anxiety is like at a peak.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So you sit in the dark for how long while they quote unquote
5
investigation?
months.
And you just sitting there just like waiting to hear.
Waiting. You
Damn,
know?
bro.
Waiting. On top of life
is this paid? Is this paid?
Yeah,
I hope this paid.
I'm getting paid.
So that make it a little bit better, cause I mean,
but they could take all of this.
But yeah, so you thinking like the whole time you thinking like my career about to be over. Like what the fuck is my life about to look like now? Like,
Right, exactly.
You went from having everything planned out to like now like, oh shit, bro, what we about to do now? Like what's next?
Exactly. That's what's going on with me, you know, throughout all of this. Bro. And it's like that one particular situation is going on.
Yeah.
But life is still happening. I still got responsibilities. I still got things to do. I'm still having relationships go sour. It's just all of that combined with, you know, a podcast. And then with the video going viral, I no longer want to be on the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's what got me in trouble.
Exactly.
So it's like now I'm shying away from social media. If you've paid attention to me, it's
been a few times that you go black. Like I've seen you go black a few times. And, and you know
that's why
life
that's
shit be going on. I don't be wanting to like, hey bro, what's going on? Why you ain't on? Because social media a weird place anyway.
It's a weird place.
So what I look like calling somebody like, hey, why you ain't on social media? Like hell no.
But
like,
you know how many people reach out to me though?
Yeah.
A lot of people notice like, bro, you ain't posting a while. You good?
Yeah.
I get the anxiety just from that case. The anxiety it reels me back because it takes nothing for me to go viral.
Yeah,
I've went viral on every platform.
Yeah,
you know,
a few times.
Right. So the attention it scares me sometimes.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like that shit don't get easier to deal with because I mean you look at a lot of the big stars. You know what I'm saying in any field, sports, music, and any type of entertainment. Like the attention, the criticism. You know what I'm saying? The different voices that's just behind the screen that you never see. That never gets easier to deal with. Like it's
not to me. Well,
because I mean, everybody be like, "Bro, you rich, man. Just turn your phone off. Just put your phone down." Like, but it's like,
yeah. I mean, of course that happens. That's what I end up doing.
Yeah.
I end up deleting apps. I end up deactivating.
But at the same
accounts.
time, this on a monetization scale, going viral is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So. It's like, damn, like, am I blowing up or do I need to fall back so shit can calm down? You know what I'm saying?
And that's a thing where that's another reason why I don't even want to be in the military anymore because my personality is so big.
Yeah. And that's the same way I feel with truck driving. Even though truck driving has supported my life, is bought me houses, it's bought me cars, it's helped me take care of my family. I've always felt like I never wanted to completely give in to that as part of who I am.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never go to the job functions when they having the big family functions. They never seen my family because it's like, I don't want to get sucked into this. This is just a job. I'm only here to get a check. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, my purpose, I always felt like my purpose is way bigger. And like even, you know, certain shit on the internet I can't do as a truck driver, you know, and it's going to make the company look a certain type of way, which I've always carried myself a certain way, and I've always kept a certain image. You know, even with rapping, even with making music, I've always been able to keep a somewhat clean image. But at the same time, it's like, bro, it's not who I am, and what the things that I want to do eventually. That job, that career field is gonna hold me back. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, and you remember, because we grew up in this timeline. Remember when the Shut Up and Dribble movement? Remember that movement?
Yep.
And being in the military, soldiers nowadays, I feel like we are placed with that same weight on our shoulders. It's like we can't have our own unfiltered opinion about certain things.
Yep.
Because of,
and that's why it's
our uniform.
And that's why it's always interesting talking to you, because I know the Pigg that I know, the David Harris that I know, has an opinion and is gonna speak his mind no matter what.
Right.
So it's always been interesting to me how you balance that with
You know
your
how
career.
how many times I delete videos? How many times I write statuses and delete them?
I hate people that do that, bro. Like I hate when people do that. But it's like you have to. You constantly second guessing yourself. Like,
I have to now,
especially going through the shit that you've been through. You always wondering like who watching, who about to take this and try to flip it into some other shit.
And it's something my daddy told me, bro. He said you might not see everybody, but it's so many people that watch you.
Yeah, you may not see everybody, but they see you.
They see me. They know me. Yes. They think they know me.
They think they know you. Yes,
you know,
from
and
a couple of statuses and a couple of 30-second videos,
and that scares and that scares me. You know?
Yeah.
So and I'm glad we're talking about this. A lot of people don't understand why I go ghost on social media sometimes. Yeah. Like I just reactivated my TikTok. My TikTok been deactivated since March.
That's the
3rd.
only thing. I agree with the whole falling back, but like I don't be wanting to deactivate, because those views are still.
I don't even be wanting nobody to see me.
Yeah, it is like you kind of walking that's why I don't be understanding, because it's like you want to. Are you a public figure or are you not?
But listen though, just because I sign out, people still see it and people still have access to me.
You don't
because of the phone.
You don't be wanting nobody to have access.
I don't want none. I don't even want you to call me and be like, bro, your video.
But you're a public figure, bro.
I'm just now seeing that.
I
don't want to be a public figure in the military. I want to be unfiltered.
Facts.
So that's why I gotta get out of.
I be telling my wife, and she be thinking I'm being cocky and shit. But I tell her all the time, like I'm a public figure. I can't move like other people move. I can't just and I always looked at myself like that before I was even that. You know, even now, you motherfucker may look at me like, bro, you ain't shit. What you talking about, a public figure? But like, I've never been a normal nigga. You know what I'm saying? I've never looked at myself like a normal nigga. I never moved and hung out the places that a lot of people that come from where we come from move and go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's like I have a bigger purpose. We have a bigger purpose.
And I'm also realizing that every social media platform is different.
Facts.
You think social media, you want to bundle it all into one place.
And that's what
Instagram is different from Facebook. Facebook is different from TikTok.
All of them got different audiences, different approaches, different ways that you have to approach that platform, different ways that you have to promote yourself, different forms of content. Go ahead.
And you got to think about me. I went viral on every single one of them.
Yeah.
So I've reached a demographic and a different age group and a different gender in different countries on every single platform.
How do you balance that shit as a human being? How does your mind balance that shit?
I don't. I get anxiety and I get.
But you gotta learn, bro. Once you've been given that, this your purpose and this your goal. Like, bro, this podcast and is. we done spoke a few times over the past 3 years, and I've let you know more than one occasion, like, bro, we got to get the podcast back there. Yeah, I've never felt this way.
You're the reason that we're here right now,
bro. And it's like I really feel like this shit is a bigger. This might be what we always look for. Like I remember having conversations like, man, I know I'm supposed to do something, bro, but I don't know what the fuck. Like everybody want to hear me talk, but I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know what the fuck to give them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is gonna be it, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's people out there with a message that needs to be heard. I eventually seen this being a network. You know what I'm saying? And it just grew so organic. The fact that we've been here since 5th grade, the fact that we just turned on the internet on a random ass day and was like,
I don't even know how we got started with. I don't even remember how we got started with this.
We had been throughout the years like, what the fuck are we gonna do? Where the fuck we gonna go from here? And this is it, bro. And I just want this to grow. I want us to take this serious. I want this to be a staple. And the fact that we still here after 3 years, it's a staple. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that it's gonna unravel into everything we want it to be because I ain't got that monkey on my back.
Facts.
I could be me.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The whole podcast was a learning process. We was putting a lot on ourselves trying to come back.
We was ahead of niggas.
Bruh.
We started. I
ain't gonna say
we started podcast, but we was doing this shit.
People wasn't used to even the format. People weren't used to seeing a live with two people sitting side by side with a banner and all that shit. But it say they live on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Like we definitely innovated a lot of shit with this shit. And
it has something.
And it ain't about
bro.
innovating it, bro. It's about innovating it in an area that's never seen it. You know what I'm saying? We're not the first people to do podcasts, but we're the first people to do it where we come from. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we're
on the scale.
We're the first people to do this shit. Facts. Nobody has done all this shit. We got a full production around us right now on some Joe Budden shit. You know what I'm saying?
And it's only gonna get bigger.
It's only gonna get bigger.
It's like once
we start, bro, I want us to, you know, I'm always gonna look forward to these conversations with us, but our mission is to have the conversation that needs to be had regardless of who it is that it needs to be had with. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring that to the people. Like that was a good ass conversation.
Facts.
But now it's here. It's in cement. Now motherfuckers gonna know how the fuck Annie Pigg came together, how the fuck we came up.
Why it stopped.
A lot of fucking stories from our childhood that was fucking lost. We just cemented them just now. I don't know if you realize how important that is. A lot of these fucking stories were lost forever. And you know what I'm saying? But hey man, I'm happy. We back. Hey, it's good talking to you, bro. Happy to see you. You know what I'm saying? Happy to do this face to face. And hey, I just want to say thank you, bro. Like real talk, bro.
Thank you, bro.
This whole thing is huge, and I feel like it's gonna be even greater. The stuff we gonna do and the places we're gonna take it. I'm excited for the journey, bro. Real talk.
Appreciate it, bro. I love you, nigga.
Yes, sir. Love you too, nigga. Let's be clear, man. Episode 16, man. We out, man.
For sure.
And Cook. Follow me on Facebook.
Hey, you gonna have the little tags and shit?
Yeah. I'm gonna do all that. But follow me on Facebook, Twitter, ANT_FCE, Instagram, ANT_FCE. Ant Cook. You can look me up on Spotify, Apple Music, all my albums, YouTube, FullClipTV, FullClipENT on Instagram, Facebook. Man, just check me out. Merch on the way, new music on the way, label, artists on the way, all that, man. So just support the movement, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's gonna be tagged in the bottom. All of mine is the same. Pigg. PIGG_Poppy PAPII. Facebook David Harris with my name spelled backwards.